Today we're going to do a real dressed up gospel / R&B type turnaround that has some really cool chords in it and some neat ideas that you can try out and figure out things for yourself. So let's check it out. Alright, well, we're going to learn this G turnaround. It's in G. Here's what we're going to learn today. Real pretty dressed up gospel. Not harsh like the blues. A lot of cool chords in that one. Now, before we get going in that, let's put some context on this. So, standard sort of gospel sound might come from, like, imagine you're listening to an Otis Redding song or something like this. Here's the front part, and you'll recognize that, I think, immediately. The back part, which is what we're going to do. And back to the G. But that whole long part is that turnaround. That's what we're going to substitute for. That's what this is going to be fitting into the context for. You can see we're going to dress up quite a bit and put in some open chords and some interesting movement. So let's start out with the lick proper again. And so it starts in G and it moves to an E minor. So we're going to take advantage of that by doing the following. Okay, so we'll start in the G. That's a regular old G chord. And we're going to play some of the chords that are in the scale, that are diatonic to that. So the 1 chord is a G, the 2 chord would be an A minor 7th, or an A minor. So we're just going to play A minor 7th. And we're going to play this chord. This is a really cool chord. Imagine just playing a B minor. I don't care about the names of them, but imagine just playing a B minor 7th. And then you're going to add your pinkie on the 8th fret 2nd string, because that's a G note right there, and that's common. And we're going to revolve and pedal around this note right here, as you'll see. We're going to keep that note in a lot of our chords. Now, this chord is reminiscent of a lot of chords. It's kind of an open sounding chord, and it can be used to substitute for that G in an odd sort of way, and it can be used to substitute for the E minor 7th, as we'll play in just a second. So there's my E minor 7th on the 8th fret. You see, 8th fret is the root, that's the E minor, and then that's my E minor 7th. Now, if you imagine just pulling your 3rd finger off the 4th fret, off the 4th string, you get that. That's kind of hollow sounding, but if you add that B in the bass, it sounds beautiful. Alright, so that's the first part. We're going to walk up to that. Oops. Okay, now we're going to pedal around this by using a C. Remember, it goes like the C to D and stuff. But we're going to play the C. So this is just a C major 7th, the 8th fret. And I'm playing a C major 7th. You can play a C6. You can even play a C major if you want. All sounds good. All has that note. Anything that has this note is that you want. That 8th fret 2nd string. So I'm playing a C major 7th. So on the 6th string it's the 8th. I'm blocking the 5th. On the 4th string I'm playing 9. 3rd string I'm playing 9. 2nd string I'm playing 8. And that 2nd string on the 8 is the key. So give a couple of those. Now I'm playing a diminished. So I'm playing a C diminished. So that is a chord maybe you haven't come across yet, but diminished chords are really helpful for passing tones or kind of strange colors. So we're going to add a C diminished right there. And that C diminished is 6th string 8th fret, 4th string. Again, we're going to block the 5th string. 4th string, 7th fret, 5th string, 8th, 2nd string, 7th fret. So we're moving that top voicing from here to here, and that's the thing to listen for. Then we'll play an E minor, or E minor 7th, I mean. Now another cool chord, a diminished and E diminished. Again, if you haven't gotten this one before, let's spell it out. On the 5th string, you play the 7th. On the 6th, on the 4th string, you're going to play the 8th. On the 3rd string, you're going to play the 6th. And on the 2nd string, you're going to play the 8th. So you keep that 8 note right there. All right. So here's what we got up to that point. Do a little turnaround now. Here's a mini. It's really coming back to G. That's the part that we're playing, okay? So we start out with a G, but instead of playing the G, what I'm doing is I'm just staying way up here. And now I'm going to walk, I'm playing that B7th with the B minor 7th with the G on the top. Cool chord. All right, so the last two I play, I'm going to play the A minor, and now I'm substituting basically instead of playing a C, I'm playing an A minor. You can see they share a lot of common tones, so you can substitute for each other. Now this is a cool chord. Instead of playing the regular D or a D ninth or something like that, which I could play, that would be fine too. The D ninth works well, but we're going to play a D. It's really a C with a D in the bass. So if you imagine playing the C chord right here, but we're going to move the bass from C to D. Now I block out the 4th string. That's just how I play it. I play 5th string 5th fret, 3rd string 5th fret, 2nd string 5th fret, and 1st string 3rd fret. Really nice, open, joyful sort of chord. And on that G. All right. Well, here it is in its entirety again. I'll spell out the chords. Here they are. Here's the G. Walk up to the B7 with the G on top. Keep that voice. C major 7th. C diminished. E minor 7th. E diminished. Here's that B again. B minor 7th with the G. A minor 7th, C with a D bass. Yeah. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed this one. This is a great one to experiment with, to find other places that you can play it. And that's it, man. I hope you enjoy this one, and we'll see you on down the road.